Hello everyone! Shorty September continues and it's getting to the end. Okay, so we've got to find out which ones we definitely want to read for Shorty September and get to them because we're running out of opportunities. Okay, so I'm looking at the Goodreads challenges, right? Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, so I mainly use storygraph for my challenges because you can put in the challenge specifically that you want, like we've made a Shorty September one here. But Goodreads now has one where you read specific things that they say, and I hate that because I don't want to read what they specifically say, but also I can be tempted by a list. Okay, I'm crazy for a list and a mark-off challenge. Okay, so they have these little like bookmark things, and every time you read a book for a month it gives you like the month book, but then also side quest more these ones, okay, whereby you read according to a list of books specifically set out. So browse qualifying books. So this one is to do with like school starting up. So it's like school themed, all these ones. Okay, so yesterday we read Vladimir, which met that one. So we've ticked that guy off. And now we've got Hispanic heritage, right? And you can read any one of these books to tick this off, and loads of them look super good. Like I already have ones on there that I already want to read, but I had to go through specifically find the shorties, and I found one. Not only is it a shorty, I want to read it, and it's at my library, and it's an audiobook. So that's the audiobook we're going to read, and it is How Not to Drown in a Glass of Water by Angie Cruz. Okay, I don't really know a whole lot about this one except for what the blurb is here, but loving it already, and I got the audiobook, so we're doing it. So we're going to start getting down to business about what shorties we definitely want to include in Shorty September. Okay, and one of them I really want to get to, no matter what, is Hide by Kiersten White. I really liked Mr. Magic by Kiersten White, where it was like this like haunted TV program with this like haunted TV guy. This one is like a haunted theme park, I think, or like a game show type thing where you have to like last the night in like a spooky theme park or something like that. So that will be the book that we read, as well as the audiobook. Okay. And we also have a couple of graphic novels from the library that I definitely want to get to in Shorty September as well. So a couple of these ones. Also, the most. All right, this one. That one might be next vlog. Okay. This is what we're doing. Holy crap, monkeys. Got so much reading I've done today. Literally none. Literally zero reading. Not only no reading, but also no audiobooking. None of that. Like, I was in the office and it's like Freshers Week. It's welcome week for students at university. It's their first week back. And my God, they have needs. So many needs. But it's fine. It's what I'm there for, I suppose. But I have to do that again tomorrow as well. So I feel like my book goals for this round, they're not looking good. It's not looking good. Would it be possible to maybe just have a vlog in which I read nothing? Oh my God. But I mean, we did accomplish much, just none of it was reading so much. There was free pizza, so I accomplished eating free pizza. Also, we went to Anwan's school to like look around her new building, and now she's been asked to be part of this like group that helps kids like develop their social skills and their like emotional regulation, and to like help shy kids and kids who have a hard time like expressing themselves. She's been asked to be in this group, and I saw the letter and everything, and I was like, oh, like, that's cute, but I think, like, my kid, like, talks to everyone. She talks literally to anyone who will listen to her for more than 5 minutes about everything. And so I thought, oh, she's not really one that I would have pegged to, like, be in a group that, like, sort of develops social skills, where it's a weak area. So I asked about it. I was just like, she would love to be in this. She's already told me that, she already knows that you leave class to go eat cookies and play games and talk, and she's down. She wants to do it. But I just wanted to like chase up, what it's about. And they basically told me that, it's half kids who need help, coming out of their shells and talking to kids, and like expressing themselves and being chatty, and then half kids who just will not shut the fuck up. It's too they're inducting live wires into a group to sort of like get them to open up and come out of their shells. And I thought, yeah, okay, yeah, like way to use student skills, way to way to use a kid for what she's good for, you know, like the baby. She's got no problems. Got no problems being social. Also, at coffee, I went to coffee with two of my friends, and we've booked Day Fever, which is a nightclub that happens at 2 p.m. It's for grown-ups. We want to go, we want to dance, we want to drink, we want to go out, have a good time, but we want to do it from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. and then go home and have a pizza and then go bed at a normal time. We booked it. We just booked it. It's down the tram shed in town. Like 25-year-old me would be disgusted about how excited I am about this, but 38-year-old me, she's like, girl, let's go out. We're going out. I'm gonna dress up. I'm gonna wear a mini skirt at 2 p.m. and it's gonna be banging. Also, look what I'm wearing. My favorite sweater. She's out. She's out, girls. It's time for her to come out the cupboard because it is autumn time. Ugh, and she's loving it. She's loving being out. She told me, she's like, girl, let's kill this workday together. But yeah, like real talk, I'm not sure I'm going to meet my book goals this round. It was to do a book and an audiobook. I didn't go running today either, so no audiobooking, no nothing. And I forgot my headphones, so I couldn't even listen to it while I was bicycling to work. I've done the impossible. I read both those books, or I read Hide, finished this, and also listened to the audiobook, the other one. I don't know how I even did it. Like it's like a wild time that I finished that, because yesterday at like bedtime I had read none of it, and then from that time, like last night, I read quite a bit, and then in the office was manic as well today, but I still managed to find like quite a bit of time to like read my book. And then the audiobook, I like listened to it, while I was running. I ran quite far. And then also like while I was walking to get my kid, walking to work, walking like around, listening to the audiobook. I've managed to finish them both. Like, it's like a parallel universe. I don't know what's happened. I even told myself it's no big deal if I don't finish any of these, you know, like fine. Like we're fully up to speed with our Shorty September. If you read nothing today, Heather, it's fine. Okay, grace for you. But no, fucking annihilated them. Anyway, okay, so Hide. I'm gonna go 4 stars because it was a cute romp. Okay, it was like a fun little horror sort of romp, I reckon. Like, not particularly deep. I think it's supposed to have like, you know, like other levels, messages behind it, like about capitalism, you know. Everyone who was like in it was in some way like boned by capitalism. Do you know what I mean? Like that sort of thing. As well, maybe about like a classist society, you know, like inequality and how it affects all parts of the community, not just the parts of the community that are like downtrodden. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, basically it was just like not deep, just fun. So it's this amusement park, theme park idea. Our main character, she has joined this like hide and seek game show thing because the prize money is 50 grand, even though her dad actually murdered all of her family in like a similar sort of hide and seek situation. Weirdly, right? But she's like, okay, fine, I really need this money, blah, blah. So she joins this like thing where you have to be in the amusement park for all this time, all these many days, and never get caught, never be found, because then you're out and you don't get the money. But like we both know that it's not just that you're out, it's that you die, you're murdered, okay? And like I don't want to do like loads of spoilers, so like I'm just gonna touch on it on the surface bit, okay? Everyone who's there, they're talking about like all of their last names and everything, and suddenly some of the last names start to mesh. Like, oh, I feel like maybe we're related in some way. Like how is it that all of the participants in the show are sort of like family ties a bit? Like, anyway, that's all I'm gonna go with, okay? But you've got these really rich people like running this like game, and then you have all of these poor desperate people doing the game, you know, a bit like that. What's that Korean thing on Netflix that was really good? Squid Game, bit like that, right? Anyway, it was really good, it was cool. Like, and it does turn out, another spoiler that I don't think is that big of a spoiler, the bad guy is a supernatural bad guy. Like, it's not just like a slasher guy, but like an actual, you know, like a demon type thing, which is cool. I appreciate it. Okay. You go now, Bubbles? You go now? You go now? Like, if you're going out, go out, you know? But if you're not going out, like, stop this silliness. You know what I mean? Yeah? I think you turned off the camera. Did you do it on purpose? Okay, and then the audiobook is How Not to Drown in a Glass of Water by Angie Cruz. And I think I'm a little bit obsessed with Angie Cruz now. Like, I've not read anything she's written despite that. I think it's like the 4th or 5th book, this one that she's done. And I want to read everything that she's written now because I loved it. And like, when you think about the audiobook as well, the audiobook was done so cleverly and so well. The way that the book is written is done like quite unconventionally. Like, it's made of like transcripts of meetings and like documents and stuff like that. So you'd think that'd be really hard to make into an audiobook, but they've done it really well with like different voices reading the different parts. As well, they've got different accents and different sort of like cadences and how they speak. As well, whenever there's a document sort of being read out, they're doing it like the person who's writing the document, so it's like being typed out, you know. So like one of the documents is like a restraining order, so like it's the judge typing out the restraining order, like, and you must not be within so and so feet of so, like that. As well, like whenever anyone is speaking in the transcripts of the meeting and they're like, oh yes, thank you, I will have some water, and then there stops, she's drinking water, she says, oh, that's great, yes, thank you. Like, it's like quite like that, like little bits that go into an audiobook that make it like really good. Anyway, the book itself, I think would have been really good, but as an audiobook, it's brilliant. The main person who reads out the audiobook, I think this person, the main person, she's Dominican. So I wouldn't like know the difference in an accent, honestly. Like any sort of like, I'm not like well versed enough to know the difference between one Latin American accent from like another one when they're speaking English. But I imagine hers is quite genuine. I don't know, it's really good. And it's such like, the way that she speaks is such like, I don't know, like a granny in like your apartment block in the city, you know, like someone that you just generally talk to on the way to the, you know, to the post thing. Like when she talks, she's sort of like partially gossiping, partially talking about when she was a kid, you know, throwing in little bits of advice, like, you know, you shouldn't do that for your baby because I've heard blah blah. And like part of it is really good advice and part of it is really shit advice because she's like older and like I don't know. It was basically like, yeah, like talking to someone outside your building, like who's just a really like warm, lovely sort of person who's got a lot of like backstory, like trauma and like caring responsibilities, and like takes the weight of the world on herself and is always looking after a million people and is always trying to live her own life, which is like one struggle after another fucking struggle, do you know what I mean? But they're like really happy to just like chat with you for ages about it, like, and it's like, I love that. I love people like that. I really like, I feel like the main character in this book, I love her, she's really cool. Anyway, the story's laid out in transcripts from her like work support program. So she's got to get a job now, or her like benefits are going to be cut. And she's going to this like work program to like talk through, you know, her skills and what she wants for future and things that she feels she'd be good in, like roles that she wants. And they always turn into not really talking about work so much as talking about her life, and they're like sort of like mini therapy sessions with this woman who's like trying to get her into a job, but she keeps turning down the jobs that she's giving her because she then won't be able to look after the people in her building. She's like, I can't be a nanny because I'd be living with them and I wouldn't be able to look after my elderly like person, or, you know, Lulu's grandkids or like whatever. I pick them up and where would they go? She'd have to pay $10 of blah 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 to get them into care. I don't know. As well, she sort of talks about her son, who she's estranged from because he's gay, and sort of, I guess, just her upbringing and where, you know, all of her experiences and where she's coming from. She didn't really understand it. She didn't know what to do about that originally. So she dealt with it badly and it pushed him away. And so in her sort of sessions, she's talking about how, you know, she did him wrong. She didn't know what else to do. And, you know, you can't blame me for that. You know, I'm a good mother in this way, you know, like that. But also being like, oh, and I've talked to his boyfriend and I've said if he needs anything, he needs to phone me straight away. You know, like she's trying to make amends and trying to get like closer to him that whole time. As well, she's really rough with one of the kids that she's watching. She sort of like grabs him really hard and pulls him because he's being really naughty, and his mum goes mental. I think I also, like, if someone treated my kid like that, I'd probably also go mental. But again, like, you know, her experiences and where, you know, she's coming from and like past trauma and things like that, and how she sort of views, I don't know, how children should be raised. Like, she talks a lot about how like American kids are really spoiled and like really ill behaved, and I feel like that's probably true. But sort of it's understandable sort of thinking about, well, she doesn't really know any other way to treat a ridiculously naughty child. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. And then she sort of like tries to make amends for that. Like, you must understand where I'm coming from, blah, blah. But she like intersperses it with like little things like, oh, the reason I'm here in America is because I fell in love with this guy. And then my husband caught me with that guy and he chopped his legs off, and then he came for me. So I had to flee the country with my child, blah, blah. Like, just sort of like wild shit like that she just drops in, as if, you know, it's nothing more intense than like, oh, I've also got to do a laundry on a Wednesday. Like, I don't know.
I love 5 stars. 5 stars to this fucking book. I think it's so good. As well, if you read it, you should do the audiobook because it's so good. Okay, that's the end. That's the end of this vlog. I'm really sorry that I did literally nothing. I did nothing. Oh, it's just work, basically. And then like rushing around like an idiot, meeting people, doing stuff. Like, we've got 2 vlogs left for Shorty September. We've got one for the 27th, one for the 29th. I think, okay, we're gonna try to do stuff. Last 2 vlogs, okay? We're gonna be fun and feisty and energetic and do cool stuff. If you have anything that you're thinking of on your list that you want us to do in the next 2 vlogs, let me know in the comments and we'll work on it. We'll try to get that shit. In there. Anyway, if you're still watching, thank you. Any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. Please keep telling me what you're reading. How's your weather? Ours is quite autumny, which is a bit sad. But whatever. There was Halloween stuff in the store today, so yay for that. Let me know. Anyway, talk to me. Okay, I'll see you